Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. It is that time of year again where we're going to delve into the wisdom of the four directions. I did a reading just like this last year in November. Essentially, we were looking at how we're closing out this year's energy and getting ready and setting really good intentions and getting clear about the kind of energy you want to step into next year. It's essentially about journeying through the four sacred directions and their elements to gain insight into all aspects of our path, right? So we're going to look at the north direction, which is connected to the element of earth and our true soul's calling, what we're here to do, our purpose in this lifetime. And it's also got a lot of wisdom there for us to be learning from. It's the direction of learning, right? Our life lessons and stuff, the hard things, but for good reason. And then we've got the east energy, which is where we look at the element of air, which connects to our mental body, new beginnings, ideas, possibilities, inspiration. It's all of our thoughts, feelings, intellect, and how we take those thoughts and ideas and do anything with them. And then we're going to move into the south node, which is connected to fire. So that's passion, creativity, how we take action, and our inner fire and spark to be motivated to take action. And then we've got the west energy, which is connected to water, emotions, intuition, how we feel, how we want to feel. And then we're going to look at the center energy, which is you. This is your spirit, essentially. This is where your natural gifts and abilities and talents actually lie, whether you're using them or not, whether you're aware of them or not. They are the core and the essence of who you are. A lot of times we're not even aware of these kinds of innate abilities, gifts, and talents, or we are, and we're just not doing anything with them. So we're going to look at those energies as well. I am going to have all of this written up in the description box so that if you're not able to take it in this way, you can read it and feel into which direction is speaking to you, right? Because that is essentially what is going to be of the most importance for you moving into 2026. It could be that, you're really going to be working on your soul's calling and life lessons and learning, which is North Node, or maybe we're going to be looking at how to heal and reconnect or up level our intuition, which would be that west energy, right? Where that's the element of water. It could be any one of those things. So whichever direction you choose is the one that's going to have a lot of wisdom, learning, and teaching for you. So really pay attention to that, but they all matter. And then, of course, we're going to look at some wisdom, guidance, and advice to go along with this reading. I will say, if you're interested, you could have a look at the first video I did. And I'm going to caveat that by saying it isn't a great video as far as the quality of the video. If you can get past the fact that the sound quality is not great and the video quality itself is not great and just receive the messaging, it could bring a lot of heightened wisdom and more understanding about yourself to see if you've grown from what you would have chosen then to where you are now, to see if you're evolving, to see if there's still a lot of overlap and similarity from how you felt and what you felt compelled to choose in that video versus this video. Of course, it's up to you. Again, it wasn't the best video quality or sound quality, but I had just been getting started with YouTube then, and I made a decision to do what I could with where I was, even though I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, and slowly trying to get better from there. It's a little bit better now. But yeah, that's something that you could do if you're interested. So now is the time to give yourself a second to look at that thumbnail or go back over the intro and really feel into which of those images and each direction is speaking to you. And then I will get started here with message number 1, North. Hello, message 1. So you were attracted to the North Node energy. So in that energy, we're really looking at your soul's purpose, your true calling. So the North card is going to be speaking most loudly to you. They all matter. They all have wisdom and things for you to know, understand about yourself and your path, and how to navigate things ahead with really a good sense of direction and clarity. But really pay attention to the North Node, and that's this one coming out. So the first one here is dolphin, play, Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. Okay, so that is your North Node card, dolphin energy. I highly recommend looking at other symbolism connected to dolphins. They also have a lot of energy with family and intelligence as well. Being very, very smart, very connected to their pods, always looking out for one another. So there could be some underbelly energy around that for you guys as well. But we're going to go ahead and pull the rest of the cards to get a bigger picture here. Okay, so we've got dolphin in the north. Squirrel, always prepared. You are the expert of hard work and hard play. Your cheerful and fun disposition is a blessing to everyone. Don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future. Life will give you all you need. Okay. So that's coming in the east energy, right? So that's the mental body where our thoughts go. And because we have your main energy in the north node, which is the one that you were attracted to, being that it's time to play and allow more space for joy, I feel like this is an energy you've been really stuck in this east energy of constantly feeling like you need to prepare, almost like hypervigilance. And then we've also got those birds there too. So secondary messaging with those little birds. Yeah, are those, what are those birds called? Of course, I can't think of it. It'll come to me. I'm sure you watching this are probably saying it. As it says, make a plan for the future. Life will give you all you need. I just feel like there's an energy here of 2026 wants to see you more relaxed and in your heart and operating from your heart. Understanding that you are very intelligent here with that preparation energy and vigilant. But I feel like maybe there's been an element of crossing over into hypervigilance this year for a lot of you. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, butterfly and rebirth. You can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Okay. That's that south energy, inspiration, motivation, passion in action, needing to change and transform. I really think that it looks like here so far for my message one choosers who were attracted to the north energy, this year really wants to see you making a lot more space for play, joy, heart-centered motivation and momentum, passion being ignited, connection, I think as well. Whereas I feel like for a lot of you, maybe 2025 has felt exhausting in the sense of being hypervigilant, being prepared, creating structures. And sometimes we need to do that, but there's this element and energy here that 2026 wants to see you breathing out more and bringing more balance. So it's not all work and no play, because you have a higher calling coming through here under this passion energy. We have yet to reveal what that exactly is. It does say dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. I do feel and sense a lot of intelligence with my message one choosers. I think that you have a lot of knowledge that could be shared to others in a way that would really help them, guide them in some kind of way. You know, this says you can reinvent yourself too. So yeah, it feels like there's a passion going to be shipped your way this year, inspiration that you're meant to act on. But if we're stuck in that east energy of too much in the mental body, too much in our logical mind, we might miss that. So this is your heads up to make space for this, because I do get the sense that you have some sort of wisdom and knowledge that could benefit others or guide others in a way that's going to feel really good to you, create a community and connection. And I don't think that you'll lose sight of your ability to really create strong foundations and structures, right? To have that preparation energy within you. You know, as it says, don't let life's distractions take you off course. Make a plan for the future and life will give you all you need. But this almost feels like that's something that you're likely already quite good at. But are we adding our biggest dreams? 2026 says it's time to add your biggest dreams to the mix. They need to be a part of that plan. Dragonfly and magic. So we've got a water energy to start, and we're closing off here with a water energy as well. And so we've got north, east, south. Now we're going into the west energy, which is emotions, our emotional body, our intuition, things of that nature. Dragonfly and magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. That last line, I am brilliant and I am blessed. I think you're a very intelligent person. Maybe you undervalue your intellect and how that translates to wisdom and knowledge that, again, other people could benefit in some way, shape, or form from. And coming out next to rebirth, a start over, change, being able to reinvent ourselves and embrace change in the best possible way. You can do this. I feel like it's something that you've sort of kept as a distant dream. It's been at arm's length. It's in the back of the mind, but you haven't allowed enough space for that to happen for you. And it's time. 2026 really wants to see the space created for this new dream. You are brilliant. You are blessed. I think that you're blessed with a lot of divine intelligence, not just, academic intelligence, though I do think that's there as well for a lot of you. It's time to embrace change and make space for the big gooey dream, for passion to come through, inspiration, to understand that you can always be prepared and have a structure while still allowing space for joy, because that's so important in our lives, and emotional connection, and creating something around what sparks you from the inside out. And I feel like that's something that's really been missing from a message one choosers in 2025. And 2026 is saying, no, let's not carry that over here into the new year with us, right? We want to ship you all kinds of beautiful inspiration and creative ideas. And we really know, and they do know, and it does really feel like you have everything that you would need to act on these things. Because I get such a grounded energy coming from my message one choosers, because you are able to create stability around you with that intelligence and logic that you have, but opening up to the magic, to change, to transformation. Big ask for you guys for 2026. All right. We're going to pull the top card here, and this card is going to represent your spirit. These are innate abilities and qualities that you hold at your core, whether you realize it or not, whether you're utilizing them or not. It's a softness energy, right? With dolphin and playfulness and joy, that beautiful dragonfly energy and butterfly energy. And now we've got deer. Really needing to reconnect to your heart again, dropping out of your mind, mental space, and back into your heart, and operating from the heart first, and then bringing it up to your mind. This is a huge energy I feel for you guys. Dear and love, be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Yeah. So there's definitely an element of healing here for my message one choosers. Something in your emotional and mental body needs to be healed and brought back into balance, because you have a higher calling, I feel. And it's one where it's very heart-centered, where you're in a energy of giving, helping, guiding others in some way, shape, or form. You have the capacity to do this. I feel that really strongly for you. And you hold the natural energies of that deer, of gentleness, softness, sweetness, and instinct, intuition. They are hyper vigilant to everything going on around them, to danger. And when we're out of balance, that part of the deer energy could be too heightened, rather than that relaxed part of the deer where they're just soft and loving and intuitive, but not in fear. And I feel like that's a big part of the equation here for my message one choosers, that we're attracted to that north energy. It's about balancing out your inner deer. I just love deers too. They're so fun to watch. They're so serene and beautiful, and they do bring a sense of joy and calm just seeing them, at least to me. And you know what, guys? Wowzers, I'm just realizing those same birds there. And why can't I think of what they are? Is it a chickadee? It might be a chickadee. Maybe look up the meaning of chickadees. And if you're like, no, those aren't chickadees, I do apologize. And you do know what they are. Look up what their symbolism is, because I feel like there's a big connection for you guys with these little birds. Look up their characteristics, their symbolism. All of these animals are likely going to start speaking to you in some way, shape, or form over 2026. They will be guiding you along your path. You know, the squirrel is going to speak when we're in our east energy, our mental energy. The butterflies are going to show up when we're in need of passion and fire and inspiration and motivation to take action. Dragonfly, right? When we get that excitement and joy from seeing them in the summertime and really wanting to lean into the belief and the trust in magic. So just recognize that these are going to likely act as signposts and spirit guides for you in 2026. But message one, I am getting from this for you guys. You are very intelligent, very capable, very structured, very capable of creating beautiful structures, whether you're doing it or not. And creating a foundation and structure around what you actually want, what lights you up from the inside out, what feels heart-centered and connected to your soul's calling is what you're going to be asked to step into in a very big way in 2026. And it starts with allowing more time for fun and joy and play. Again, being vigilant and prepared, but not hyper vigilant, not losing sight of the present moment, what really drives you, what matters, and your why around things. I think just not giving up on yourself and healing out some insecurities here as well, right? See the light in all things, acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Yeah. Really, really diving into that aspect as well. Because emotionally, when we're holding negative thoughts about ourselves, low self-esteem, it really does act as a very big block to what we could be doing and what we're capable of, because we just can't see it in ourselves. And it's definitely there, message one. You are strong and you are powerful, but you're not seeing that. And you are in the best kind of way with that softness of spirit. But I think that part of you is kind of shut down a little bit, or has had to be maybe for some of you in 2025. I'm definitely getting the impression that 2026 is saying, no, we want more of that part of you, that true, authentic part of you to come out this year. Because they've got a lot of things to ship your way that you're meant to be moving towards. Black Dragon cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. Okay. Change and metamorphosis are huge here for you guys, right? Preparing for change, a rebirth, and magic, right? We have to remember that dragonflies are spawning from the water, right? They shift, they change, and they become that beautiful dragonfly, coming out of the cocoon like the butterfly and turning into the butterfly from the caterpillar. And now we've got this energy. Meditate, reflect, undergo a metamorphosis. Cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Yeah. You have a higher calling coming in this year. It wants to see you emotionally and mentally balanced and sound, and creating space for joy and heart-centered connection so that this beautiful metamorphosis can be shipped your way. And it does feel like it's going to be more aligned with your soul's calling, with what really would light you up from the inside out. Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. Wow. 2026 is going to bring you a lot of change, message one. And it feels very positive to me. But I think that you might want to be mindful of not framing change as scary or something to be feared because it's unknown, but embrace it for what it's trying to help you evolve into, if that makes sense. Yeah, because this is opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. Yeah. Lots of illumination, a lot of change, healing wants to come through for you guys this year. When I say this year, I mean 2026. But I feel like if you've landed on this message and you chose message one, it starts for you now. Really feeling into what this is going to look like for you, what you truly want, what you're called to, how maybe you have shut down joy and softness of spirit for structure and stability. Yeah, there's definitely something to that here for me, for you guys. 2026 is, I think, going to be a big shakeup year for you guys, but it doesn't feel negative to me. It feels quite positive. These are positive changes that want to come your way, but we have to meet the change halfway. We have to say yes to it. We have to be willing to clear out those little shadowy aspects of ourselves that tell us, I'm not worthy. I can't do this. I can't have this because, right? And we have to frame play and joy as productive. I mention that kind of thing all the time in so many of my videos because people tend to not think of it as being productive, right? We're so attached to hustle culture. Do, create, be, right? Be doing things all the time. But it is such a productive energy. It up levels us in so many ways and really opens us up and expands our consciousness, and evolves us as humans when we're operating from high energy like that. Keepers of the earth. And this is the earth element that you chose as well, this North Node, like what we're doing here on this earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Call them in, message one. Whoever you feel compelled to call in, whether it's an animal spirit guide, a passed on loved one, any kind of energy that you feel called to. Maybe it's an indigenous or native culture. Call in your ancient ancestors, call in your passed on loved ones, call in any ancestors that want to show up for you to help guide you at this time. You are not alone. You are very capable. You are being guided toward that true North Star. But there's definitely some fear here that we've got to deal with, and self-worth. Pleiades, look at this double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. And we're over here talking about opening up to higher learning and then expanding our crown chakra, which is where divine wisdom comes through. And now this is Pleiadian energy saying double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I feel like this is something you are quite capable of doing with that intelligence, that wisdom. It isn't just academic intelligence, it's divine intelligence, that ability to channel divine wisdom and know that it's right, trust that it's right, and act on it in some way that, again, I keep coming back to, will benefit others in some way, as like a guide or something. But there's more than one thing here for you. You have more than one option. You're not a one-trick pony here, message one. You've got a lot to offer. I just feel like this energy of feeling alone, maybe having gone through it this year in 2025, having to put out little fires everywhere, having to be very disciplined and hyper vigilant, and, kind of just like dotting I's and crossing T's and following a very structured path has been your story. But this is all up for change and shake up this year. Well, for 2026. It's on the offering is what I should say. It's in the offering. All right, let's just cap this off with one final message here, a postcard from Spirit. And on the front of this postcard, it says, with love, dear you, check in occasionally with yourself about your motives behind actions you plan on taking, especially when you have an end game in mind. Geez, I can't read. Sorry, guys. Is the source of your motivation desire or entitlement? Maybe you're drawn to a certain path because you think it will bring you a feeling related to the outcome you seek, like safety or wholeness. Know that you will see a reflection in the outer world of the motive that drives you forward. Do you need a motive? Can you simply be pulled in the direction your soul calls you toward? Joy, discovery, growth, or adventure, participating in something compelling and meaningful without trying to define it. If you can step forward, surrender to whatever Spirit has in store for you, you will be amazed at how things turn out. Check your motives, then hand them over to Spirit. Everybody here wants the best for you. Life loves you more than you know. I love that. And it goes so well with the rest of this reading. Relax your energy, be open to possibility, and try not to have that tunnel vision or be so structured and hypervigilant that we miss divine nudges, inspirations, and opportunities that are trying to get us on our highest path, our souls, like connected to our soul's calling, essentially. You might even want to take a snapshot of that so you can read it back to yourself. I think that goes so well with this reading. All right, message one. I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that this helps you in some way, shape, or form, and that it has provided some kind of insight into what you could be working on right now to bring a beautiful 2026 your way. Have a fantastic day, guys. Take care. Hello, message two. So you guys were attracted to the East energy, that image for the East. And the East energy is connected to the element of air, which is our mental body. It's our thoughts, our thinking, where our inspiration comes from, our ideas, possibilities. So really pay attention, extra attention to the East card, because it's going to hold a lot of wisdom and lessons for you in your year ahead. An area to be paying attention to, essentially. All the cards are important. They all have something to teach us, but the East energy, especially for you. It could even be a matter of being mindful of our thoughts. You know, maybe we have a tendency towards negative thinking or overthinking, but it could also be your superpower. All right. In the North position, we have Giraffe. Visionary. Rise above earthly matters. Glide through life with grace. You are able to see the right path. Stand tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. So this North energy, right? This is earth element. This is suggesting that you have a natural capacity to have third eye vision, really. It's almost like psychic vision. Being able to envision what you want, and then it actually comes to you. So manifesting as well. But this suggests you have the capacity to see it almost clairvoyantly, right? You can see the future. You can see it and create it in your mind, that East energy, and then have it come to fruition. Actually make that happen almost as if by magic. And you're being asked to really embody that visionary aspect of yourself moving into 2026. And it starts now, right? Creating the vision that you want for your future, trusting that you could almost see it before it happens, and then you manifest it as such. So you have a strong mental energy here with that giraffe energy. Also, I should have mentioned probably in message one too, look up the symbolism and the character traits of each of the animals that show up for you, because they are going to be acting as signposts for you in starting now and moving through 2026, like your spiritual teachers. Okay, in the East energy, we have partnership and the puffin. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. Wow. And then, you know, we've got a group here too in the giraffe energy. And we've also got conversation here in this card about standing tall in your self-worth and love with a big heart. So I think maybe some of you have found 2025 to feel, or has been maybe feeling, very disconnected for you. Like you don't have the tribe, you don't have the people, you don't have the partnership that you would want. I feel like that's going to shift and change for you in 2026. This puffin energy in the East position, which is the direction you were connecting to, intuitively called towards, makes me feel like partnership could show up for you. But if we're low on self-worth and self-esteem, and we're not feeling worthy or deserving for whatever reason, we can miss beautiful opportunity for connection. And there's something here for me, for you guys, to this energy that's showing up. It says teamwork will give you the best results. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Accept yourself and your colorful personality. Yeah. Any stories from the past, any thought patterns that you're having that tells you you can't trust other people, you can't have what you really want, or you won't be accepted for who you are, warts and all, not that you have that, is just not going to be the truth for you moving into 2026. And in fact, it probably never was the truth, but this is usually connected to some sort of pain from the past that created a story and an operating system for you that you now are operating from, one of less than. And this is something that really wants to shift out for you. And remember, you have strong intuitive abilities, the gift, the psychic gift of clairvoyance, of seeing what you want and calling it to you. And we are going to be asked to lean into that a lot this year, moving forward from now into 2026. Interesting. Okay. So in the South energy, we have Ram energy, which is connected to the element of fire. So passion, inspiration, and action. And it's funny that it's Ram because that's Aries energy, which is fire. And it says perseverance. You have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up and good luck will follow. Wow. Really being championed to embody your truth, your authenticity, to let go of old stories and negative thoughts about yourself. Your mind is quite powerful here. As this says, you have the power of your mind. So you do have a strong and powerful mind. And it makes sense that you were attracted to the East card because that is air energy. So we're talking, Libra is air energy. Gemini is air energy. Why am I not thinking of the other one? What is the other element? The other sign of air. It's not coming to me. My goodness, I'll come back to it. But Aquarius, I'm sorry, Aquarius. You could be one of those signs, or you could have strong placements in Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Persevering. Stop second guessing yourself, letting go of old stories, envisioning what you actually want and calling it towards you. You have the power of mind to do that. That East energy, right? You have a very strong and powerful mind. So you really do want to be mindful of what it is that you're thinking about, because you're somebody who has the capacity to see it in your mind and then bring it towards you. That manifestation ability. Okay, we've got raccoon energy, and it's in the West energy. So this is the emotions, watery energy, intuition, and just how we feel. And it says inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. I just literally said that. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. So I'm getting a strong energy of polymath here. You are gifted at a lot of things. You're not a one-trick pony. You have a very strong and powerful mind, which means you can do a lot of things. Sort of like the world is your oyster and you get to choose. But there is a strong underbelly energy here of community and connection. We've got 2 puffins in partnership. We've got 3 giraffes here. We've got 3 rams there. And now we've got a family of raccoons. And we've got these butterflies in there as well. Well, a butterfly. So there's definitely something here about lacking in connection and community, partnership, things of that nature. And as it says, decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. You do. You really do. You have a strong superpower with envisioning and manifesting what it is that you want, and the wisdom, intellect, and know-how to actually make it happen for you. So we're really going to be wanting to think good thoughts. We're going to really want to expand our circle and be open to connection, because I feel like that's been the missing element for a lot of my message to choosers, is feeling that sense of support, like-minded people, like I have real, true, authentic connections. I know love and romance shows up for me here for some of you. I think for some of you, there's going to be new partnership in 2026 for you. But if we're down on ourselves, if we're stuck in past pain, or really having a difficult time trusting, letting people in, we might let that pass us by. And I really feel like you're not meant to. Message 2, you're really meant to open yourself up to community and connection, but you have to see yourself in all your glory. You have to be willing to let go of these old stories and narratives about yourself that just simply aren't true. Yeah, accept yourself and your colorful personality. Inventor too, right? Really, it's interesting because in message one, I felt a really strong connection to intelligence. This reading is the same. Very smart, very intelligent, very capable, very wise, and very gifted in many different areas. Definitely showing up here for you guys as well. I almost did it again. I almost put away this deck of cards before I pulled your spirit card. Goose and inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident. You will achieve your destination. Loyal friends are always with you. Don't worry. You are blessed. Let yourself fly. Wow. Inner knowing. So you've got that third eye and crown very much a part of your blueprint as a soul. You came in with these as strong indicators of what you're capable of with that mind of yours. I'd really be surprised, or not surprised, but interested to know how many of you have a lot of air energy in your birth chart or are an air sign, because that's coming through so loud. We've got 2 bird energies as well. Anyway, you are a brave traveler. Your soul knows the way. Be confident. You will achieve your destination. And then that loyal friends are always with you. Yeah. I think some of you have been burned in the past by community, friends, partnerships, romantic partnerships. It's done a bit of a number on your psyche, and it's time to heal that out and then welcome in new community, new support, and really expand your mind and your consciousness to what you want to manifest that feels soul connected for you this year, because you will be able to draw it in. Message 2. You've got a very powerful mind. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. This energy of trust keeps showing up too in these readings. Trusting yourself, trusting the new things that want to come your way. I feel like for some of you, new people and partnerships. But yeah, I think you came in with a really strong and powerful crown and third eye and manifesting ability. Whether that feels true for you now or not, it is true for you. It might be that we just need to clear those areas and really reactivate them, because they're there for you, like they're innate to your personality. I won't keep rambling on about that. Hopefully you understand what I mean. I almost feel too, like for some of my message 2 choosers, you have a really hard time letting people in for fear that feeling like don't over shuffle. Okay. Golden orange dragon, expand your light for ascension. Be a peaceful warrior. Help those in need and remember your magnificence. There is so much energy around remembering the truth of who you are, allowing your authenticity, your quirkiness, and your beautiful, magical mind to really be seen. Yep. Expand your light for ascension. You're ready to soar and fly, just like this card says here, the goose energy, right? Which embodies your spirit. Don't worry, you are blessed. Let yourself fly. Peaceful warrior. I kind of love that too, being a peaceful warrior, which to me is just somebody who is comfortable defending those that are, the underdogs, the downtrodden, but not from a place of aggression, but more like peaceful assertiveness with that power of the heart driving and motivating everything that we do. Yeah, help those in need. Remember your magnificence. That's such a strong message here. Remembering your magnificence, the beauty of who you are. And look, there's all those papers around that dragon as well. Maybe there's something here for writing for some of you. It's that intelligence energy as well. Wisdom. Maybe you could learn something through books or higher knowledge, like schooling or courses. But I also just think there's a bit of a message there. Maybe some of you are meant to write a book that helps others in some way. Ooh, we've got a lot of yellow-orange energy here. Opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Oh my gosh, I just said that. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. Yeah, this came up in message 1 as well. You are very wise. You have a strong and powerful mind. That East energy, air, mental body makes a lot of sense. It's where your superpowers lie. You have a strong ability to manifest. And remember, and I don't say this to be fear-inducing, but we can manifest for good or from a place of negativity and lack or from a place of power and positivity. And I feel like that's what really wants to shift for you in 2026. And again, that energy of the world is your oyster. There's so many things that you could do. I kind of get healer energy for some of you, like the wise sage that acts as a guide. Maybe you will do this through word. Maybe some of you are meant to be in psychology or a therapist or just somebody like coaching people in some kind of way. Either way, your wisdom and your words are powerful. And I feel like for some of you, that's an energy that's going to really be cracked open for you in 2026 that you're meant to do something with. You know, as it says, walk the higher spiritual path, really embody your uniqueness and your highest calling and be open to connection, partnership, and new community and people coming your way who would never want you to be anything than who you are, would never want you to dim your light for any reason. All right. Let's pull some more cards here. Okay. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Yeah. You know, open to your higher learning and wisdom. And we've got expand your light for ascension, right? Expanding our light, kind of shedding old skin and embracing our true light, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Our authenticity more, right? By shedding that old skin and saying, I'm not going to operate from that system anymore. Yeah. Transcendence. I think that was the word I was looking for. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Don't be surprised if maybe some of you feel like you're having spontaneous activations of some kind or feeling like you're being up leveled and you could experience sensations through your body as things are changing, as it says, at a cellular level. A massive healing occurring. Oh my gosh, look at you. You are far stronger than you give yourself credit for because we have be a peaceful warrior and now we've got warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? What part of your light are you hiding away? What desire is within you that you're telling yourself a story about that you can't have? Because remember, you have a very powerful mind and you really can draw to you that what you think about. So really consider the thoughts in your mind. And it's also, you know, she's holding that sword, which is more air energy, more mental energy. Have you answered your deepest calling? Really give yourself over to reflecting on that message too. Because I do think that you're quite gifted and talented in many areas, and you have a lot that you could be doing with your talents and your inner knowing and your wisdom and your intelligence. It's just about deciding that you can have it, that you're capable of it, that you deserve it. With that underbelly of community and connection being a thing here for you guys and partnership. That's just not leaving me for you guys. At least some of you. And remember, whether you're male or female watching this, even though it says warrior woman, that could also translate for those of you that are men that are watching this. It's about being a warrior, but with gentleness, not with aggression, right? With assertiveness, coming from a place of love rather than anger. And whether you're male or not, it doesn't matter because we can operate as that warrior, as that strength for others in a much healthier way when we're doing it from our heart rather than aggression or anger. I'm sure you see what I mean. Excuse me, I have to keep clearing my throat. I have postnasal drip really bad, and it's been very, very active today. Okay, so on the front of your postcard says, with love, dear you, sometimes you just feel like no one understands you. You're not heard, or even that you don't count. This, my dear, is a terrible illusion. And although your feelings tell you that abandonment is real, well, we who love you know better. You are never alone, and even when rejection happens, you are ultimately being protected so better things can replace what wouldn't have worked in the first place. Everyone on this side of the veil is watching over you and rooting for your ultimate success. Life loves you, we love you, and you are a unique spark of the divine and always connected to the light and to source. You are always in our care. Trust and keep the faith. This makes me feel emotional. Love you always and forever. I love that message. It's so perfect, and it goes so perfect with the rest of this reading. Embracing your uniqueness. There is that connection to having been hurt in the past or disappointed by other people, feeling like you can't trust. All of this is up for shift and change for 2026. Beautiful new people, situations, and positivity where you're connected to your authenticity and your true calling all want to show up for you this year. We just have to work on that deep healing and allow those old stories and narratives to dissipate and be gone. I always recommend that everybody take a snapshot of the postcard so you can read it back to yourself, especially if you're feeling down or low or in need of that little bit of inspiration. What a beautiful message for you guys. And, feeling like no one understands you and you're not heard. There's definitely that feeling here, like, where are my people? Where is my tribe? Where is my partner? I really get a strong sense that some of you are going to experience a lot of beautiful connection when you choose to be ready and accepting of it and trust that it is a beautiful connection that wants to come your way. Lots of change and transformation on the cards for you guys in 2026. But it starts with you healing out these old stories and envisioning what it is that you want, not what you fear. And really, really using your mental powers in the best possible way for you, because you sure have a lot of them. All right, message 2. I'm going to leave that there. I hope all of you have the most amazing day and that this reading helps in some way. Take care, guys. Hello, message 3. So you guys were attracted to the south energy. This is the element of fire. So this is where our passion and our creativity live. It's our inner spark, what motivates us to take action on things. This is going to be a more powerful area for you to be paying attention to right now and moving into 2026, keeping that area in your life in check. It could be something that felt like it was lacking in 2025, or conversely, maybe it was overactive and you had so many ideas and inspirations, but didn't really know what to act on. So maybe the mental body getting in the way in some way, shape, or form. It could be either or neither. Use your own intuition to feel into what that's going to mean for you, depending on the card that shows up in that position. Jeepers creepers. These aren't the easiest cards to shuffle because they're so big. Okay. Okay, in the north energy, we've got Wolf, Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There is so much of that in these readings. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Ooh, I love that. So North Node energy, what we're here to do, our soul's calling, our purpose, our passion, where we have a lot to learn is in that North energy. And Pathfinder, it sounds like getting you back on track or actually moving towards your true north, your true soul's calling. And wolf energy is also connected to pack mentality, right? So it could be not trying to do everything alone. There could be a bit of a message here for you guys with that. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Yeah, stronger than you realize, more capable and enduring than you realize. The capacity to teach others, whatever that's going to look like for you, because this is general. So that's going to be individual, but you need to trust and embody these aspects of yourself. And if it's showing up, it's probably because maybe you haven't been or not as much as you could be, I think. Not letting challenges get in the way of you keep facing your true north. Does that make sense what I just said? Yeah, not letting the challenges that present themselves and the obstacles that stand in your way so much that you turn around and give up on anything is really what I'm trying to say here. Okay. In the east position here, so this is air energy, mental energy, possibilities, ideas, and inspiration. And it's interesting because it's moose, so antlers kind of connect to that idea of the crown. Moose and wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. Wow. So a lot of crown energy has been showing up in these readings. So you're no different here. Message 3, you have the capacity to really connect into and channel divine wisdom and intelligence, strong intuition. I feel a very strong spiritual energy for this message. You guys have this capacity. The ancestors speak through you, as it says, the ability to channel not just divine wisdom, but I think messaging from passed on loved ones, almost like some mediumship capabilities here, and to receive wisdom, like a sage would. Let your head and mind reach to the stars. So creating space in your mind for more spiritual connectivity, for crown chakra opening, for more magical and intuitive connection rather than just all logical and mental. And that is coming out in that air energy position as well. Holy cow, we've got elk now. And this is coming out in the south position, right? So we've got northeast, south, and this is the fire. This is a very important message for you guys, right? This is the card that the direction rather that you were most attracted to. Fire, inspiration, what motivates you, where our passion lives and how we get inspired to act. And it says elk and nobility, another antlered animal. So you definitely have a very strong intuition, third eye, crown chakra. That doesn't mean it feels that way for you right now. This could be shut down, but you naturally have these things. Celebrate your accomplishments with humanity. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Okay, so a lot of energy around challenging things for you guys. So I suspect that 2025 has been anything but easy for you. Putting out little fires everywhere, feeling probably exhausted by all of it. Just feel like every time you turn the corner, there's another issue to deal with, another obstacle to overcome. This too shall pass comes to my mind. You really are meant to persevere and not go backwards, especially if you've started something that's meant to become something much bigger and greater. Again, what we said with Pathfinder and Wolf, not letting these obstacles push you back or make you change directions. You're quite powerful, and it's about embodying that. I would also say, because you were attracted to the South card, doing some work on your solar plexus, right? Our power center, that's responsible for taking action and staying motivated even through hardship and not giving up, that persevering energy. Really good idea for you guys, because you really are meant to overcome these things, and the capacity to do just that is here very, very strongly. You've got a lot of, I think, spiritual gifts connected to the crown and the third eye. And really a strong enduring energy. Even if you've been feeling like exhausted and depleted, that's okay, right? It's that energy of rest if you must, but don't quit. But you really do have longevity naturally as a part of your blueprint, I think is what I've been trying to get at here. The wisdom, nobility, that strength, that power, that leader to rise above, right? Somebody who leads and teaches, which was in the wolf card as well. A lot of earthly and earthy type animals showing up here. Make sure you pay attention as you move through the end of this year and all through 2026 when these types of energies cross your path. They may be providing wisdom for you at that time. It could even be of benefit for some of you to look up their symbolism, their character traits, because they could be acting as teachers and guides for you from now until, this time next year. And they're very connected to the earth plane, right? And we did talk about in the moose card here about, it says, let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. These are all very grounded animals so far. So that could be something that you struggle with at times. I have the ideas, the inspirations, and the passions. I need to ground these into action and keep moving forward. That could be a difficult thing, but I feel like that wants to shift for you guys in 2026. Oh my gosh, look at this. Another horned animal. Pronghorn, and it says action. And sorry, I have to say never eat shredded wheat to remember my directions. Isn't that terrible? This is the West position connected to emotions and our feelings, our emotional body, and our intuition. And it's about taking action. And you did choose fire, right? Which is being so impassioned and inspired that, of course, I'm going to act on these things. I'm going to keep going. Lots of horned animals guiding you over the next year, message 3. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. Holy cow. That's crazy. So it's sort of like you don't just have that drive, longevity, and enduring spirit and intelligence, the ability to connect in spiritually to divine wisdom and higher mind. But there's also that it says quick wit and keen senses to pivot and make quick decisions, being very decisive and moving towards those things. Even if it hasn't been that way for you so far, or if that kind of energy has been quite exhaustive for you this year, I feel like 2026 is going to bring this more up-leveled, enduring, longevity type energy where you're embodying that as above, so below. I'm grounded, I'm here, I'm present, but I'm still connected to the divine. I'm receiving answers and wisdom, and I'm following it. I'm not backing down, and I'm not giving up. All very empowered animals connected to the earth plane, but with the ability to go up, that as above, so below, balanced. That kind of balance wants to really show up for you guys in 2026. I can't believe how many horned animals there are here. Okay, let's look at your spirit card. I love this. Okay. Dragonfly and magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant and I am blessed. The spirit of the dragonfly, metamorphosis, change, the magic maker, believing even when we can't see, right? When we say, seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. It's about embodying the energy of believing is seeing. I believe it can happen. I know I can make this happen. I will figure it out, and embodying that, not needing to see it to know that it's true for you, embracing magic. You have this ability and this capacity. And it's your first an animal energy that showed up here that is connected to both air and water. All the rest are quite earthly. I love that for you guys. So you naturally have that magic within you, right? Because this is your spirit card. It's about embracing it and embodying it as much as you possibly can without giving up hope when difficulty is thrown your way. You are a leader and a teacher. You hold a lot of power within you, whether you're feeling anything but that right now. I think some of you aren't. I think there's going to be a big up leveling around this energy for you guys, though, moving forward. The ability to persevere through difficulty and challenge and not give up. And not sitting on ideas and inspirations, right? Because, because it's in the West position of emotions, sometimes our emotions can jump in right away when we feel inspired to do something and take action towards something. They can, if we give ourselves too much space, they can come in and tell us a story about why we shouldn't. They can bring in the fear and the anxiety and the what if, and we can get stuck in that loop. So be really mindful of that. Don't let yourself get caught up in the emotions of what if and worry. Yeah. I know that's easy to say and hard to do, but it's almost like that 5-second rule. Don't give yourself more than 5 seconds to overthink something that you feel inspired to do or act on, so that your emotions can't get in the way of those feelings. Holy, there's been so many gold and orange dragons showing up. Golden Christed dragon brings your higher love so that you embody the Christ light. Brings you higher love, rather, so that you embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. Interesting, right? With this as above, so below energy, I feel so strongly for you guys because there's so much earthly energy. I almost feel like you're about being asked to embrace the horns of these animals, right? You can be grounded here and present and still go up and draw down that higher mind, especially when we've got dragonfly and magic there as your spirit card, and absorbing the Christ light, right? You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. You can still have 2 feet on the ground and go up higher and receive divine downloads and act on them, even if you can't predict exactly or be certain of how it's all going to turn out. If you trust yourself and embody this light, it's sort of like nothing can stop you. Pure white dragon from Orion transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know. Act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. Yeah, that teacher, the ability to teach, to move forward, to take the wisdom and the understanding and what comes through, trust it and act on it and do something with it. And let nothing and no one, no obstacles make you draw backwards or retreat within, to keep moving forward. I think some of you are going to have a bit of an ascension happen for you this year, moving forward in 2026. Feeling like a lot of shifts and change, almost like, I said it in the last message, shedding old skin, but it feels a little bit different for you guys. It almost feels like aha energy, clarity that you hadn't experienced before. It just feels different. I don't know if that's making any sense. Process what you know, act with truth and honesty, almost like that energy of truth coming through, where you couldn't see it before, you couldn't understand it, you didn't have that clarity, it didn't even make sense, and now all of a sudden it does. There's something about that kind of energy I feel wants to show up for my message 3 choosers in 2026. But start the process now of cleansing and clearing anything that stops you from embodying this hardship, where you feel like you can't follow your true calling, or maybe you have to self-sacrifice or let go of something that you wanted. I don't think that's true. You are meant to really get on the path of righteousness for yourself and of truth and what is meant for you, where you're in your power, where you're guiding and teaching in some kind of way, where that creativity and inspiration actually has a place to go and be built upon, it feels like. protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And with the North Node saying Pathfinder, there's something I think, for some of you, I think you have gone off the beaten path. Actually, you know what it is? It's more of you gotten called back to the beaten path rather than your true path of light. And you're going to be called back to it, to get back facing your true north, right where you're in your power, where you're following your heart's compass, where you're trusting the unseen, no matter what shows up, where you're not giving up. Call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval, protection. You are safe and protected to do so. It's sort of like a realignment, I think, happening for you guys. As that says, soul retrieval. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? Wow. Priestess energy too is very intuitive, very connected to the spiritual realms, right? They know how to be of this earth. So I should say they know how to be in the earth and on the earth, but not of it, still operating from that spiritual system. That's the disconnect, I think, that's happened here for a lot of you. And it's time to get that part of you back online, reconnected to that priestess energy of spirituality, intuition, power, creativity, and operating from that place where you are following your true calling, where you are leading, where you're trusting your abilities to teach and grow, no matter what gets thrown your way. And you're protected in doing so. I think it's shown up more than once here too, right? I feel like it did. In one of these other cards, we talked about protection. I can't think of which one it was now, but either way, yeah. That needing to feel safe and protected to get back on your spiritual path. And allowing that fire within you to really be ignited and trusting it. Okay. There's been a lot of leadership energy in these messages. A lot of individuals who may find themselves drawn to this reading because they are meant to step up and lead in some way. And you are no exception here, message 3. A leader, a teacher, a guide, a very spiritually empowered person that holds magic. But I think there's been a disconnect from that magic in 2025. Exhaustive energies, but 2026 wants to see you embodying this and really being on your path of truth and light. So the front of the card looks like that, and it says, with love. Dearest you, we bet you must be so exhausted some days, giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautifully in service to the highest good can leave you feeling depleted like an empty well if it feels as if there's no more water for you. The good news is we have a plan. Today, go take a relaxing bath, book a massage, read a novel, buy yourself flowers, or plant some in your garden. Make time for self-care, not more work on yourself. By tending to yourself now, you're reminded to do so more often. And be sure to use a word that might have caused you anxiety in the past, but is essential for your well-being. No. Now it says no. Say it with us. No, thank you. No, I can't. You do not have to explain. Just say no gently but firmly, then go for a soak. Life will wait for you to bring yourself back to center. Replenished and ready for more adventure. We love you so very much. Yep. So busy doing all the things for all the people and being all the things for all the people, but coming from a place of pouring from an empty cup rather than a full cup, because there is some sort of disconnect here from your soul and what your soul wants you to be doing. Give yourself over to this rest, especially for the rest of this end of this year, if you can, as much as you can, because 2026 is shipping that energy of new adventure and new passion that is more aligned with you, not what makes sense for everybody else or what's going to feel good to everybody else or what even everybody else might want for you. It's for you and it's going to be about you, about your passions, your desire, your true path. But being all things for all people all the time has created that exhaustive energy, and it's time to give yourself a break here. Message 3. I'm going to hold it up there in case any of you want to take a little snapshot of that postcard. just in case you need to read it back to yourself. Yeah. Giving as much as you do, sharing your energy so beautiful in service to the highest good can leave you feeling depleted. That's definitely a vibe I get here. Like my fire is out. I'm not feeling any kind of fire. I'm just feeling drained. So get yourself back to center, because that energy of as above, so below, because I feel like 2026 is going to be shipping you a lot of beautiful energy connected to your soul's true calling, your passion, your purpose, and your path, all about you and more about you. As it says, no is a complete sentence, and it's okay to say that you don't want to be doing something or helping somebody all the time. We have to help ourselves first, right? And pour from a full cup rather than an empty one. Anyways, I won't keep blathering on. I hope something in this message helped and resonated with you, and I hope all of you have an amazing day. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. So you guys were attracted to the west position, the west direction, and that image with the west, which is connected to water. So this is emotions. This is our feelings. It could be connected to healing. It can be connected to our intuition. It's feminine energy, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. But it's that kind of energy where we feel we need nurturing, connected to home. Yeah, all things feeling. That's what you were drawn into. So that card will hold particular significance for you moving forward. All about the emotions. Okay. And it's interesting because the first card is a Loon card, which is a water card. Loon and intuitive. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. North Node energy. And loons are very connected to their, as you can see in this card, to other loons, to being good parents and also partnership, romance, and connection. So there could be a little element here too about, do you need more time with family, friends, or to make space to cultivate family or connection? That could be a little bit of the equation, but intuition needing to come back online. It's in your North Node. It's in your North energy when you face your true North. Being somebody who's very intuitive, able to see the truth of things before they're even revealed. Finding your way back to that part of yourself. So there could be a bit of a disconnect from your intuition as of late. And the end of this year and 2026 wants to see you embodying this energy more. Listen to the song in your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. Yeah. With that water energy too, it could be suggesting that some of you have had some hard things this year, emotionally turbulent or heavy things that you've had to deal with. But your power is your emotions, which is probably why you were attracted to the West energy, because it is connected to water and emotions. You have a superpower here. But I would imagine that because you do, when your emotions are out of balance, it feels like everything around you is not going as well as it could. It's not balanced for you. And especially when we disconnect ourselves from our intuition, and you're no exception here. That's exactly, I think, the message for you guys. Listening to the song in your soul, what's your intuition trying to tell you? Nice. Okay, Ladybug and good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. I love that. And this is in the air energy, right? And it's a ladybug, so they can fly. So there's a lot of connection there. In your East energy, where you have ideas, inspiration, possibilities, thoughts, where your thoughts live. There's a lot of positivity coming through here for you guys with that energy of luck. And I feel like maybe some of you dim this part of yourself down. What's unique about you, what's different, maybe not always sharing your thoughts as much as you should, maybe because you are an emotional person. So you kind of keep a lot of that within. It needs to come out more. And I feel like that's what this message is suggesting here. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. That line really stands out here for me, for you guys. You bless the world with color and good luck. And I think with gentleness in some way too, a softness, like very heart-centered person that you are. I almost wonder if you're quite empathic too. You have a way of bringing healing to others just by being yourself when we're not hiding that part of ourselves. Ooh, okay. So we've got South energy here, the fire, passion, motivation, inspiration kind of energy, and it's Hawk Messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Wow. Your intuition is really trying to get your attention right now. Message 4 really wants to guide you, show you the way, wants you to trust your instincts. I do think maybe there's been a disconnect here. Trust in your own beautifulness and good luck too. Messaging wanting to come through really strong. And it's going to come through by way of, very likely, not for all of you, there's going to be nuance there, but inspiration, creative ideas, igniting passion of some kind, no matter what it pertains to, because this is in your west position of fire, right? So there's likely going to be some sort of intuition, connection, and messaging that comes through by way of those kinds of energies for you. So pay attention, throughout the rest of this year and all through next year to these animal messages showing up for you. Hawks. What were you thinking about? What's the message did you receive at? Ladybugs showing up for you when your luck's about to shift or when you're meant to show up in your true authenticity because it's going to bring you luck. Loons, they're going to all have some part of guiding you this year, whether you just see them in a painting online, wherever it is, or in person in real life. Pay attention. And it might even serve you well to look at what their symbolism is, what their character traits are, because there will be teaching in all of them. Now, your most important card here, because you chose the, the West position. I don't know why I can't seem to say West. Coyote. Look at that. Revealer of truth. So this is the most important card for you to be reminding yourself over the next year and to be embodying. And what I love is that right away, without even reading the rest of it, Coyote and Revealer of truth, that intuition. I know the truth. I see the truth. I feel the truth. Being able to intuitively and psychically connect to what is real and true before you can even prove it. You have the capacity to do this message for. You have that innate ability. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly, so your own mistakes. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Message 4. I think your emotions have got a real strong hold on you, or at least they have maybe throughout 2025, or maybe just as of late. And it's about trying to put some discipline around our emotions, understand them, feel them so that we can release them. And as this card says, not take life too seriously. This is an important message for you moving forward. Learning from what we deem as mistakes, not keeping ourselves beholden to them forever, saying, I am wiser and stronger now. I'm going to move forward with confidence. And I feel like it's been really difficult for you. Being trapped by heavy emotions has been a hard thing, I think, for a lot of my message 4 choosers. But you're somebody who can reveal the truth, connect to what's really true. You have a strong and powerful intuition. I think really strong empathy too for others. So be extra mindful to put protections in place for yourself. If you know you're going to be in situations where there's going to be a lot of other personalities and energies that you could absorb, because I think that you would. Your power is your emotions when they're in check and balanced. And I feel like that's a big part of the equation here to cap off the rest of 2025 to find your way back to that balance, because you are quite intuitive. You are meant to have a lot of luck coming your way in 2026 and be very receptive. I think you're going to have an intuitive up leveling of some sort, more spiritual connection that wants to come through. But we have to be feeling good, right? We have to be settled and balanced in our emotions to invite that in. And that's the ask here. That's the invitation being shipped your way for 2026 is more intuitive connection, more time for you and the things that you love, shining more brightly in your truth and authenticity. And when you do that, it feels like that's what brings luck your way and positivity, good people, good situations, abundance of all sorts. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is your spirit card and it is coming out reversed, but we're going to talk about that after. And it's cat and independent. You are a natural healer. Okay. That makes so much sense with these emotional energies here. Your intuition is strong. Yep, it's your superpower. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Okay. This is your spirit, your natural innate abilities and gifts. You are quite spiritually connected. You are very intuitive. You likely got a lot of psychic senses too, like clairsentience and clairvoyance, claircognizance, just really heightened intuition. I think that you've been maybe ignoring it, or it's been a little offline lately, emotional stuff getting in the way. This was in the reverse, suggesting that you, as the card says, you're a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. That's the part of you, I think, that's been disconnected from your independent streak, where you do trust your instincts and your inner knowing and your internal compass to navigate things, where you're believing what's coming through to you, right? Kind of maybe going with the crowd. This is something that needs to shift and change, because it was in the reverse, suggesting a disconnect from your spirit, that you naturally have this, that the energy of the cat, the independence and the trust within yourself and the confidence to go your own way, knowing that it's who you are and it's where your gift is, it's where your talents are. You are highly, highly intuitive. I just want to keep saying, I feel like you need to trust this part of yourself and embrace opening up this part of yourself more. So your crown, your third eye, maybe even your ears for some of you, like clairaudience. For some reason, I keep thinking about clairaudience, the ability to hear a spirit. So that could come through like music that speaks to your soul, and you know, like that wasn't a coincidence. That was a message for me. It's like that. So looking at the stories and the operating systems that maybe have been a little heavier and more emotionally dissonant for you this year, that you need to disconnect from so you can get back to the truth of who you are. This is your North Node. Like, you are intuitive, you are empathic, you really have the capacity to connect to something divine, to that truth that others can't necessarily see. I think you feel it and sense it before it's even brought to light. Clairsentient too, that's really sticking out to me. Just like a cat, right? How they use their tail and their whiskers as feelers, and they can really intuitively feel in their bodies when something's gonna shift or change. I think you are that too. But there's this disconnect in 2026, end of this year, saying, let's sort that out, because these are your superpowers. You might even be called into some sort of spiritual service for some of you. Wow. Okay. Crystal Yellow Dragon opens you to higher learning and wisdom. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. This card has come out, and I think in 3 of the 4 messages, this is really strong energy. And it makes sense. Expand your crown chakra for illumination. Walk the higher spiritual path. You're being asked to take a time out and reconnect to your soul. And the song, oh, I just realized that. Listen to the song in your soul. I do think maybe clairaudience music speaks to you in some way. Divine messaging comes through with that. That might just be a confirmation for some of you. But either way, expand your crown, walk the higher spiritual path. Listen to the song in your soul, right? There's been some sort of disconnect here. And it's time to bring this back, this part of you back. It's never really gone. Just heavy emotions, situations can get in the way of it, right? And causing us to feel all out of sorts. Yeah. So be open to new things showing up for you, to making that space, as the card says, right? Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Really extra important for my message for choosers. You, more than any of the other messages, I think would really benefit from that, because you are quite a receiver, right? Revealer of truth. I think you receive a lot of spiritual connection and intuitive hits when you create that kind of space for yourself. And maybe it's just been too busy this year, or as of late, second half of the year, for you to make time and space for that. Yeah. Emerald Dragon brings in healing and cosmic abundance. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. Wow. Yeah. Your fifth dimensional blueprint, the part of you that is very spiritually connected, that trusts their intuition, their instinct, that isn't just going to do what they need to do to try to fit in a box or to make other people feel comfortable. No. It's about breaking all of that. And beautiful, abundant energy wants to ship your way if you really follow your true north, face your true north, and embody this part of yourself. Don't allow yourself to disconnect from this part of you for any reason, or for anyone, I think. Good fortune is coming. Let your thoughts support your divine perfection. Align with your fifth dimensional blueprint. I love that. As above, so below. That was something I felt in the last message. And because that's an emerald green dragon, it's very connected to earth. But we've got so much watery energy here too with the emotions, that I do think that there's a balancing here that for you, message 4, is going to be even more necessary than most. Like, it's very necessary that you feel good, body, mind, soul, that you feel balanced and centered in yourself before acting or doing, and letting yourself get into that energy and get aligned, get balanced is something that I feel like hasn't been as much of a priority for a lot of you, but needs to become one. Like I said, I think for my message 4 choosers, you more than others really benefit intuitively, and from in receiving intuitive hits when you are making space for solitude and for that spiritual connection. Introverted energy I get for some of you as well, right? And introverts, they just inherently need time and space to recalibrate and regroup. I think that's true for you guys. All right. Wow. It's water energy. It's Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? Create that space to connect to your intuition, to your instincts, to all your clairs, because I think yours are quite strong when you give yourself over, again, to that space and solitude. Where are you being called to journey to? Yeah. Big shifts and changes, I think, showing up for all of us who are feeling any kind of connection to these readings today, because new pathways are opening up, ones that are more connected to our soul's blueprint. And you're no exception here, message 4. Where are you being called to journey to? What is your gut, your instinct, your intuition trying to tell you? And I feel like just trust it. Transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. Yeah. And I feel like that's going to be very prevalent for my message 4s for the end of this year and the beginning of 2026. It's going to be a deep healing period for you, where we're unsticking ourselves from heavy emotions and things that have happened. We're letting go of old stories. We're not taking ourselves so seriously. We're connecting to that truth, to discernment and wisdom coming through, that snake shedding its skin. Big energy, I think, for the end of this year and the beginning of next year for you guys. And then it feels like it's going to catapult you into this ladybug good luck energy, where we're feeling, like we answered the call, we heard the wisdom, and we're moving towards it now. right? Bringing in healing and cosmic abundance, more spiritual connection, good fortune, because you've got good luck and good fortune. This really is a strong message for my group force, but it feels like it depends upon whether you really do trust your gut and your instinct and really use your superpower of intuition and all of your clairs and that spiritual embodiment that you have to embody spirituality. I think that's what I was trying to say. Sorry about that, guys. And not worrying about what anybody else thinks. You really can go your own way. You're meant to go your own way. It's going to be, you have a unique path and you're meant to follow it with the trust in yourself and the guiding light. Your own internal compass is, I think, going to be really, really up-leveled and empowered moving forward. Okay. Now, that's 2 cards that fell right up, but we'll just go with that. On one, it says, you are love. And the other one says, be fearless on the front. Okay, let's read. How did it fall out like that? So let's read this one first. Dearest you, even though life seems now to be moving full steam ahead, it's a time to rest. That's came up here in your North energy. Allow ideas to flow through you and take root in your heart before they reach your mind. Honor this process by becoming empty to allow for inspiration and the magic of dreaming. You might feel lazy or unproductive, but we know better. Just as sleep is a way to recharge before renewal, so are you in a time of dreaming. In this powerful process of co-creation, your soul merges with spirit in a profound way. So you can receive your music directly. There it is again, receive music directly. You're going to get some sort of intuitive hit through music or spiritual connection. Just trust it if it comes through. You are being invited to bear witness to the great creation and tune into what others can't hear. We have so many dreams to share with you in the sacred and the invisible. Don't worry. We will wake you when it's time to return with a new dream. No need to set an alarm clock. Loving you always. I love that. Some of you might want to take a snapshot of that. What a beautiful message. And then we've got, dearest you. On Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So to get the answers you seek, you must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth that spirit is in all things? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. So tell the one we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about your well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it. So make sure they're stories you're proud of. And then it says genuine loving fan club. I love that for you guys. The stories you tell about yourself, right? You picked the West card. Water emotions have been heavy, hard, telling you negative things about yourself, your story, the stories you're telling yourself. This is the thing that needs to be shifted and changed out of. It needs to be understood and healed before we start embodying this beautiful energy of dreaming again. Dreaming a new way, new life, new journey, filled with good luck and abundance into being. And this is what's showing up for you. And the offering is on the table to get started with the emotional healing first here for my message for choosers. Just feels like there's so much beauty and spiritual connection that comes as a result of you releasing the heavy emotions and start telling yourself the story that's true about you. I can, I will, watch me go, that kind of energy. You don't have to go with the flow of everybody else. You're meant to be a unique spark that shows up in their power and their intuitive spiritual power. That's what I feel for you guys. Well, I hope something with this reading resonated with you. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful day. Take care, guys.